Hi there, this is April from Banana Moon Studio, but I'm actually going to do a sewing video for you today instead of a knit or crochet or spinning video. Have you ever had, or had for your kids, a top or a dress where the neckline was too big and it would like hang down too low? I especially have that problem with my kids because a lot of times they're tall enough that they need like an adult small, but they don't quite have the womanly figure to fill out a shirt. But anyhow, so my daughter has this dress that she's going to be wearing for a wedding, and when she first put it on, the neckline in front was coming down too low. Really didn't fit her quite right, and also just not having broad enough shoulders to quite fill out an adult small. It tends to make the neckline too big. But I'm going to show you a quick and easy way that you can adjust the neckline. And so with what we did to this dress, I was able to take up the neckline by about 4 inches to make it smaller, and so now it fits her a lot better. I'm not a seamstress, and this is definitely not the professional way to take up a neckline, but I don't want to spend any time doing something really complicated where I'm undoing a bunch of seams and trimming down several pieces. So all of the times that I adjust my children's clothes, it's quick and dirty, but something that I think still looks decent. So you can judge for yourself whether or not you like the way this has turned out, and I'll show you this dress on her at the end so you can see how it looks. But this is going to be a quick and easy way to take up the neckline of a dress or a top. So let's go to the sewing machine. So I had my daughter try this on, and while she had it on, I gathered up the extra material. Let me see, where can I set this down? I gathered up the extra material that was around the neck and the shoulders. Probably don't have a good place to hang that. So I gathered up the extra that was around her neck and shoulders, kind of pinched it up here and on the other side, and I pinched them up at the same time so I could get a good idea of how much I could take up on both sides without making it too small. And then I made a little fold in both sides. You can see it there, kind of like one side of a pleat. And then I pinned both sides of that fold. And so now what I'm going to do is just stitch from here across here, just like I'm top stitching a little bit with white thread, so it won't really show very much. And that will take up the extra in this neckline, making it smaller so that it fits her better. So I'm going to do that, and I'll try to video my sewing, and then we'll see how it fits afterwards. Alright, so I've got my sewing machine up to just set up to do just straight stitching, pretty basic. And so I'm just going to put this under the presser foot. I want to stitch close to the edge, but I also don't want to stitch over the edge of the zipper. So close to the edge of the material, but in a little bit so that I'm not stitching into the zipper. Hold your threads as you get started, and then just start. Oh, technical difficulties. I think it's really thick right there because I am actually over the zipper tape a bit. So I'm actually going to come in a little bit further. A little bit further this way. There we go. Now it wants to cooperate. Pull my pin out a bit because it's in the way. I'm going to go a little ways, and then I'm actually going to back stitch just a bit to anchor what I'm doing. And then I'm going to start going forward and pulling the pins out as I go. And then once I get over the edge of the fold, I'm going to back stitch again. And then forward. There we go. And it kind of, that lace wants to get caught on the feed dog, so you got to kind of wiggle it out. But at that point, Ooh, I didn't do a very good job. I didn't catch my whole fold. So I'll go back and do that again, because what you really want is to catch all the layers of the fold in there. So I'm going to fix that. Here's my seam ripper.
What are you doing?
Making a video.
Why? For YouTube.
Because I'm a YouTube star. Don't you know? I'm almost as famous as Studio C.
Oh yeah, right.
Because everybody finds my videos about crafting super entertaining.
Mom, you're gonna be saying all this stuff on YouTube.
Well, I know, but I can edit my video if I want.
Okay, that's good.
You don't think everybody wants to hear about how I'm almost as famous as Studio C? I think they want to know how famous I am. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, this time I'm going to make sure that I have all the layers of the fold where I want them. And we're going to try again.
Let's see.
Back stitch to anchor it, and then go forward again, getting all the layers of the fold. And go over the edge of the fold, back stitch a little bit, go forward again, and when you do that, it anchors your stitches. Now,
Is
maybe...
my dress gonna be lumpy?
Well, it's gonna have that fold there, but it's okay. There we go. Now I got all the layers down, so that'll work. There'll be a little bit of a bump there, but I don't think it'll be that uncomfortable.
Okay.
Okay, so that, I'll get those threads. And that takes up like 3 inches, no, 2 inches of the neckline on that side. And then if I do the same thing on this side, I've taken up about 4 inches of neckline. I'm gonna actually take these out before I start so that I can get my fold lined up well. But I don't want to let it come undone either. All right, close to the edge. And now, just like we did on the last side, we're going to start stitching. And you might kind of have to pull the other side of the dress to get it to want to go through. And if your machine wants to jam up a little bit, sometimes you can force the needle through. Back stitch a little bit to anchor your stitches, and then go forward. Sometimes you have to kind of ease that thick spot through there. Not quite to the zipper, and then back stitch and forward to anchor your stitches, and raise your needle. Lift your presser foot, make sure, yep, see that side turned out really well. I got all the layers of the fold in there. And then clip your threads. And in just a minute, we'll show you how that changed. All right, so here you can see how we've adjusted the dress. You can see the folds here that I sewed into it. And that gathered up the neckline about 4 inches, which can work well when you have somebody wearing a top where the neckline just doesn't fit well because it's too big, and it does, you know, make some gathers in it here and here. So it's not, you know, it's not a perfect way to adjust a top with a neckline that's too big, but I think it works out pretty well. And this is nice because when she gets bigger, I can undo the stitching here and here so that the neckline will be bigger when she needs it to be. So that's how I do it. Bye.